Assalamu alaikum. Brothers and sisters, today we will talk about a very important topic called inheritance, uh, the wealth distribution as per Sharia in Islam. This is a very exploited topic. No one follows what is there in the inheritance as per Sharia. So, this is my attempt to tell you how the distribution happens in Islam. Okay. The reference is Surah Al Nisa. If you don't have to go beyond the Quran itself in terms of understanding how the property is distributed in Islam. So if you look at the Al Nisa ayat in Quran, you get all the details, right? So usually in the property you have either the deceased one or the person who is owning the property would be survived either by his father or mother or his wife or his brothers and sisters or his sons or daughters, right? So let's go one by one and understand that what is the logic of inheritance. How does the share gets divided? uh, if a person dies and his mother or father is surviving, they are still alive, they should be given 1/6 of the share of the net worth, which is 17%. If wife is survived, then wife share is 1/8 of the net worth, which is 13%. If sons and daughters are there, sons will be given 2x of the wealth, where the daughter would get one third of the wealth. Why the male are given more than the female? Because the onus of earning in Islam lies with the son, not with the daughter, and that's why there is a difference in terms of inheritance also. In case where there is no son and there is only daughter, uh, you know, at the time of death of a person, or the person who only have daughters. So in a case where he has only one daughter, 50% of his wealth will be given to the daughter, and other 50% would be given to the brothers and sisters of the person, not to anybody else. And in the case B, where let's say the person has more than two daughters, then the 2/3 of the property will be given to daughters, and 1/3 would be distributed amongst the brothers and sisters. In example, let's understand this. For example, if a person at the time of death or the time when they decide when they are going to do the distribution of the wealth, let's assume that for simplicity, he had only 120 rupees to distribute to, right? And imagining that 10 rupees is something which was loan on him at the time of death, right? So as per Islam, that you can't die unless your loan is cleared first, right? So we clear the loan of 10 rupees out of 120, which means that remaining amount is 110 rupees. Another 10 rupees, let's assume that this guy has decided to give to charity, to sadaqah, or to build a masjid or something like that. Another 10 goes off. So that means out of 120, if I take out these 10 and 10, the remaining is 100 rupees, right? Now this is the net worth after balancing of these two to be distributed amongst the kith and kins and relatives, right? I have taken the 100 rupees for the simplicity, because if you take the ratios and percentages, it is easy to comprehend, right? Now imagine a scenario where the person is survived by the mother and father and a wife and son and daughter. In that case, I told you, right, that the mother and father share would be 1/6 of the property, which means out of 100, 1/6 would be 16 rupees, 16.7 rupees, or 16.7%. Each mother and father will be given 16.7%. Wife share is 1/8. 1/8 of 100 would be 12.5 rupees, or 12.5%. And let's say if there are more than one wife, if there are two wives, then the 12.5 will further be split into two, which is 6.25 each. If there are four, then you divide 12 by 5 by 4, which becomes the every wife's inheritance. Now if you deduct mothers and fathers and wife share, which is 16.7, 16.7 and 12.5, you minus it from 100, the balance wealth remains is 54.2. Now you have one son and one daughter, to whom you have to distribute the property now. In that case, I told you the son would have twice the share, which means, and the daughter would have one share, which means total number of share would be 3. So you divide 54.2 by 3, which means each share amount would be 18.1 rupees. Son's share, I told you, twice, that means 18.1 into 2 is 36 rupees, right? Daughter share is 1, which is 18.1. So that means this is how the distribution would be. So if I add son's share, daughter's share, wife's share 12.5, mother and father share, this adds up to 100. Right? So in short, this is a summary. The scenario 1 is a summary where mother is given out of 100 rupees 16.7 rupees, father is given 16.7, wife is given 12.5, son is given 36.1, and daughter is given 18.1. Here the point to be noted is mother and father share is more than wife share, which is 1/6 only, right? Wife share is lesser, and son share of course is highest because he is the sole earner, right? He has the responsibility of earning. In scenario 2, where let's say mother and father is deceased, you are only survived by wife, son and daughter. In that case 1/8 is given to wife, 12.5, another 58.3 is given, 2/3 given to the son, and 1/3, which is daughter's portion, given to 29.2 daughter. In the third scenario where everyone is deceased except the son, the kids, right, which is son and daughter, in that case it is very simple. 2/3 will be given to the daughter, 66.7, and the 1/3, which is 33.3, will be given to the daughter. Usually in many cases this is how we do the property distribution, that imagining that there is no grandfather, grandmother, and your wife will also will die, and people choose to distribute the inheritance or property like this, right? This is the most common one, which is the right one also. And in a scenario 4 where let's say wife is also deceased now, right? In that case, and you do not have a son, in that case the property 50% goes to your daughter if there is only one daughter, and the 50% balance 50% goes to your brothers and sisters, right? In scenario 5, when you have more than, same scenario, but if you have more than one daughter, then 2/3 goes to the daughters, that means 66.7, and then brothers it goes to 33.3. In scenario 6, where you are survived by your wife, but you do not have any son, but you have only daughter and your sisters and brothers. So in daughter would get 50%, like I said, but since wife is alive, so she will also get 25%. The other 25 would get distributed between brothers and sisters. In scenario 7, where your wife is not, I mean, mother and father and wife is deceased, you are also deceased, and you do not have son or daughters, which means there is no descendants or ascendants. In that case, if you have only one sister, 50% of the wealth will go to one sister. If you have two sisters, that means 2/3 of the wealth will go to two sisters. If you have one brother only, entire amount goes to the brother. This is doubtful while I am reading this Surah Al-Nisa again and again, but I am not able to comprehend if it is 100% or it is also in some portion. If you have a clarity, please let us know. Right? So this is the entire summary of how the inheritance happen in Islam. Brothers and sisters, one thing is important, that if you look at this, right, many a times as a father we choose not to give inheritance in our daughters. We never give inheritance to daughter. So, and that happens. It's not allowed as per Sharia. And for the son who has got this inheritance, the portion of daughter, right, the son have got it, they should deny it. They should give that portion to daughter. Otherwise, Allah has said that I will fill your bellies with the fire of a hell, right? So just be mindful about it. It is very common not to give property to your daughters or to your sisters, which is not cool at all. In Islam, this is discouraged. This is not Sharia. It is as if you are not following Islam at all. It seems like this is an age of ignorance which was there before the advent of Islam. People used to do whatever they want to do and their whims and fancies, and we are just following that. It is very common in countries like India, Pakistan and Bangladesh, where people just cut short entire property they give to their sons, not to their daughters, right? And also be mindful that if you are distributing it, your sons should get equal amount. It cannot happen that if one son is well off, you just reduce the property distribution portion of him and give it to somebody else who's not doing well. So it is not recommended. It is not jaiz. it is haram way of doing things, right? So just try to do the right thing in inheritance and spread the word, right? Because most of the Muslims would not understand this in later in spirit. I'm hopeful that if the knowledge has come to you, pass this on to your circle so that they also get benefited by this in the holy month of Ramzan. Wa akhiru dawana. Assalamu alaikum.